Hi, so my husband and I just celebrated our second year wedding anniversary last March 18, and I thought of sharing with you guys the two most important lessons that I learned as a young Christian wife. Welcome back, Faith Fam and Faith Moms and Faith Wives. At kung bago ka naman dito ay welcome to you. I hope you'll find value and insight in today's video. Our marriage, didn't turn out the way I imagined it to be before getting married. Ang daming mga surprises along the way. Initially, we thought that we should only have children after 2 years of getting married kasi nga yun yung ideal for us to, somehow prepare for the child. Somehow enjoy muna yung kami muna. Pero that didn't happen. Yung 2 years, naging 2 months. After 2 months of being married, we welcomed our boy. Well, hindi pa. Na-discover pa lang namin na pregnant pa lang kami with our boy. And after 9 months, I gave birth to a boy. And then 2 years later, we're now parents to a 1-year-old. So our marriage, our family now is everything I didn't imagine it to be, but in a good way. So much, it's really beyond what I could have asked for, and it's beautiful. Of course, it's not free from struggles and challenges. We still experience difficulties every now and then. But I'm so thankful that God allowed these things to happen because um, it's the best for us. It's the best time for us to become parents. It's the best time for us to settle down in where we are at now. It's just the best. It's not what we planned, but it's the best. And I could honestly say it's God's best. And if things didn't turn out the way they did, then maybe hindi ko matututunan tong mga i-share ko sa inyo ngayon. So firstly is that marriage is the foundation of the family. Of course, next to our relationship with Christ, our relationship with our spouses, our husbands is the most important relationship in our life, because how we are with our husbands will greatly affect our relationship with our children. It will really set the tone, the environment, the atmosphere of the home. Kasi syempre, kayong mag-asawa yan eh. Makikita ng mga anak nyo, makikita ng mga anak natin kung paano tayo sa isa't isa. I'm always reminded that my children are watching our marriage. My children, my child pa lang, isa pa lang pala. My child, lalo na kung makakaunawa na yan, he will always be taking cues from tatay and nanay and our relationship with one another. So just to give an example, when my husband and I, give each other a morning kiss, my child would also want to give us kisses. Kasi yun yung nakikita niya sa amin. So if we're affectionate with one another, our child takes cue from how we are. So naturally, he would also be affectionate towards us. So that's one practical example that really our marriage is the foundation of the family. It will really set the tone, the environment for our family, and I hope that our marriage is setting a tone, an environment that allows its members to thrive, to feel safe, to feel welcomed, to feel that they really belong. So if our marriage is one that is always critical of each other, where the other person will always feel like he is walking on eggshells all the time, then most likely ganun din yung magiging feeling ng mga anak natin, na hindi nila feel na they are in a safe space kasi ganun yung nakikita nila sa ating mag-asawa. So, by the way, I'm using a new external mic from Fanoid. Shout out. If we want to build strong with our children, if we want to have a strong bond as a family, then it's really important to build strong in our marriage as husbands and wives. Having said that, the second point is that children should not be a replacement of your husband or your wife. So children should not be a replacement of your spouse. I think this is a much harder struggle for us moms. I feel so because kasi sa role natin as mothers na tayo talaga yung nurture especially sa very early stages of our child's life, parang natural for us to be all about the baby. At least that's my experience even before welcoming our son. Nung pinagbubuntis ko pa lang siya, all my thoughts, my affections talagang na-focus sa baby. Although I hope I'm not trying to make an excuse, but maybe I'm making an excuse. Kasi nga, first time namin gagawin to, kaya very critical kami of the little things para sa ma-ensure yung baby. But um, it should not be an excuse sana na ma-take for granted natin yung mga asawa natin. But I know I did at some point, sometimes. Nati-take for granted ko yung time ko with my husband, your service ko for my husband because I'm just all about the child, the child, the child. But if we really believe that the marriage is the foundation of the family, then we should see our children as an addition to our growing family, but not a replacement of our spouses. Honestly, hindi ko pa alam i-navigate ito kung paano balansehin yung time, yung efforts and affection sa asawa at anak. But I am convinced that children are additions, wonderful additions to the family, but they are not replacements of our spouses. I'm fully convinced na totoo yun. But because maybe, yun nga, I'm a young wife and I'm a young mom, hindi ko pa talaga alam paano balansehin. So I'm trying and I'm becoming more mindful and intentional na if I'm serving my child, I'm also serving my husband. If I'm spending time with my child, I'm also spending time with my husband. If I'm affirming my child, I'm also affirming my husband. So yeah, if you're an expert now, wow. If you're someone who's steps ahead than us as young wives, maybe you could share in the comments paano babalansehin yung time and yung sarili. Kasi napaka-demanding ng motherhood, honestly. But yun nga, kailangan din nating bigyan ng pansin yung mga husbands natin. Kawawa naman sila. Shout out kay tatay. I love you, tay. Really build strong in the marriage. As we build strong in our marriages, we're building strong for the family and not only this present family, but for the generations to come. Because I really believe that how we live our lives will really impact the people who are watching us. And that's our children, di ba? Yung most immediate and the later on the children of our children and their children and their children. Favor be upon us. If you're a Christian single lady and you're looking for pointers, somehow tips and pointers for in knowing who to choose to marry, maybe you want to listen to our podcast episode on Spotify. It's about three questions to consider in choosing the person that you marry. And you know what? Next to choosing Christ as your Lord and Savior, choosing your spouse is the most important decision you'll ever make in life. Believe me, because it is really true. It will set the course and direction of your life, not only your life, but your children's lives as well. If you like this topic, if you want to hear more and watch more of our content, join our Faith Fam. By subscribing to this channel, I make faith and family based content with new uploads every Friday, 5 p.m. Philippine time, and sometimes Tuesdays, but mostly Fridays. Click on the next video to watch the video that I made 2 years ago when my husband and I just got married. Bye bye.